Hey, it's Eric with Dempsey's Resolution Fitness at dempseysresolution.com, and I wanted to talk about, the calorie requirements for people. In today's world, it's still, even with the science that's out there, even with all the data and the research, there is still people out there who are mentally just stuck on this low calorie, no calorie, low fat, no fat kind of stuff. It's insane, right? I mean, every time I teach my nutrition classes to people, I'm going in great depth about this stuff, and there's just an inherent disbelief when you tell somebody, hey, your calorie requirements are X, Y, and Z, and they look at you like, well, my doctor told me 1,200 calories was the standard. Okay, and I explained to him, hey, 1,200 calories probably isn't even your basal metabolic rate. It's probably below that. So nothing good's going to come out of a 1,200 calorie diet if you need 2,500, right? And people just, they're so brainwashed against the concept that they just look at you like you're on crack. And but anybody who anybody in the fitness or the health or the body transformation industry, you know, people that do that for a living, you got to eat a lot of food, right? It's not a lot of food in reality. It's a lot of food based on this brainwashed low calorie concept. So when you're talking about, and let's keep in mind too the big difference between, eating processed garbage crap food and eating, unprocessed, raw, clean, organic, all natural food, right? Huge difference. So you can easily, if my calorie requirements are 3,000 per day, for example, I can easily hit a fast food place and knock that out in one sitting. Couple big burgers, big fry, big drink, boom, there you go, right? That's easy. That's just one meal away, right? But now let's transition to, okay, I'm on a new, nutrition plan. I'm on a new fitness program. I'm eating clean. I'm eating good. I don't do any fast food anymore, and now I have a baked chicken breast on top of, say, a bed of baby spinach leaves with sliced tomato, some onions, a sliced up avocado, and maybe a little herbal spice and seasoning stuff. All natural stuff. Super healthy, right? But it's huge. It's a big plate, right? Now that thing's going to look massive, right? And so the weight loss person who's brainwashed into the low calorie thing is going to look at that and go, man, this is a huge meal. It's going to make me fat, you know. And the reality of it is when you tally up all the calories, you'd be lucky, the highest calorie thing in that whole meal is going to be the avocado, right? And, you know, the problem is to hit your calorie requirements, you'd probably have to hit 6 or 8 of those kind of meals, every couple hours or somehow, right? And that's just not going to happen with these brainwashed people that are into the low calorie thing because they have a mental struggle with, just eating that first meal, right? So, how are they ever going to get the right calories in? They're not. And then they start exercising on top of it. So now they're cranking up, some kind of high intensity program. They're going to a boot camp or a personal trainer or CrossFit or whatever they're doing. They're cranking out these killer workouts, right? Which is great. And they're eating clean, which is great. But they're missing their calorie mark by so far, right? So what happens then? Even worse things happen then. Now your calorie expenditure is through the roof, right? And you're thinking you're eating good and you're keeping it under control because you don't want to eat too much, right? So those big plates with all that spinach and avocado and chicken, you're only eating like, well, I'll just eat half now and eat half later. Oh man, So what happens then, right? So now your calorie expenditure's through the roof. You're not taking in the right macronutrient ratio. You're not getting in the right calories. So your body's going to freak, right? It's going to store body fat. You're going to be in a catabolic state from all that exertion, and you're going to be burning lean body mass as fuel. You're going to impact your bone density, your connective tissue, your fascia, your organ tissue, your heart tissue, your brain tissue. Um, and you're going to be burning muscle and you're going to be losing fluid, right? But you're going to lose weight, right? And so the scale goes down, but your performance is suffering. You're not getting any better, and everything is just starting to suck all around, right? Well, that's what happens. Okay, in a nutshell, it takes, depending on how fast and how intense you get to that stage. But that's what generally happens. I see people, all my clients do it all the time. The first thing I do is ask them, how much you eating? I'm tired. I'm weak. I'm feeling flabby, but I'm eating so good and I'm working out hard. What's the problem? The first answer that I always go to is what's your calorie intake and your macronutrient ratio, right? So that's the thing. As fitness professionals, we have to overcome this psychological barrier that society has placed on people, so we can get them to the right place. It's not about eating less and doing more. It's about doing the right amount of the right stuff at the right time and eating the right amount of the right stuff at the right time. It's about doing what you need for yourself, not the 1,200 calorie plan your doctor tells all of his patients. I mean, the medical community is definitely not helping at all. Thanks a lot, doc. And but that's first thing. Check your calorie intake, check your macronutrient ratio, check your water, your hydration level. Man. But those are the kind of factors that make or break, a fitness and nutrition program. Those are the first red flags that I check, and I recommend you do the same on your own program. And if you're a trainer or a coach, do it with your clients. And you'd be surprised. It tells a lot of, the truth comes out once you start checking the number and all that analytical data. That's provided, you have a food journal, right? And of course, you don't need to count calories, right? Because, you don't need to count calories if you're doing it right. If you're not doing it right, you need to check at least once a week or once in a blue moon to get an idea where you're at. Because if you don't have any clue, forget it, So, hope this helps. I'll bring you more tips later. And in the meantime, stay safe, train hard, eat right, and God bless you. Take care.